Bahamut is the Platinum Dragon, a god of justice and the epitome of nobility within all good dragons. He seeks to spread justice, protect the weak, and smite evil. However, divine law forbids Bahamut from traveling to the Prime to do this himself in all his glory. However, Bahamut does everything he can to reinforce his followers. Beyond granting his worshippers spells of protection and smiting, the dragon god will sometimes appear in the world in disguise. These disguises are known as aspects, a portion of the deity's will and power made manifest. Bahamut will sometimes use these aspects to fight the forces of evil, but more often than not, he advises and guides noble adventurers to do this in his place. The most well-known disguise of Bahamut is that of Fizban the Fabulous. In this form he appears as a bumbling old wizard with wrinkled skin, a platinum sash, and a large pointy hat. This aspect is intelligent, wise, and curious, if a bit clumsy. Fizban is very open and friendly with those who are good, and actively scolds those who commit evil deeds, like a disappointed parent scolding a misbehaving child. This aspect has access to Bahamut's most powerful spells, but lacks his physical strength. The purpose of Fizban is for Bahamut to travel the world and interact with those not of his faith, to see if his teachings are being followed properly and are welcomed by those who do not revere the Platinum Dragon. Though a powerful spellcaster, Fizban usually takes a more passive role when he appears, offering guidance, advice, and even magical items to those adventurers he finds worthy, especially if said adventurers are hunting down evil dragons or followers of Tiamat. Bahamut's second aspect is the Grand Master of Flowers, a young human monk with coppery skin, dirty blonde hair, and a sash of platinum scales. Ordinarily, the Grand Master of Flowers is a title given to the head monk of the Monastery of the Yellow Rose, a master martial artist that is so in tune with the energies of the world and his own spirit that they become incredibly powerful and enlightened. In recent times, Bahamut has honed this aspect to learn from the monks and establish his own monastery. Known as the Monastery of the Ascendant Dragon, this Grand Master of Flowers teaches mortal monks how to emulate dragons, letting their spirits resonate with the great reptilian beasts, thus becoming more integrated to this world and its magics. In this form, Bahamut has access to fewer spells, but his physical abilities more than make up for it. The Grand Master of Flowers can deliver a punch wreathed in dragon fire, or a kick strong enough to shatter stone. This aspect embodies Bahamut's more active side, a fun-loving and energetic monk who constantly seeks to join noble adventurers in their quests to root out evil. This also spreads word of the Monastery of the Ascendant Dragon, effectively spreading Bahamut's own religion and his own retinue of mortal warriors, all while operating within the rules of divine law. The only thing betraying the true nature of these mortal guises are the platinum sash they wear and the eyes that glow with a radiant platinum color. But those who are clever may also note the 7 golden canaries that fly about these guises at all times. These canaries are in fact powerful gold dragons in disguise. Known as the 7 golden worms, they are close friends of Bahamut. They advise him, protect him, and act as his emissaries when necessary. But should words fail, or the enemy be so steeped in evil and chaos that mortal heroism isn't enough, then the true fury of the Platinum Dragon is unleashed. Though his human aspects are strong in their own right, Bahamut's draconic aspect is by far his most powerful. It is said that this aspect most closely resembles Bahamut's true form, an immense platinum dragon that towers over even the largest of mundane dragons, with scales of shining platinum hiding rippling muscle beneath, and encompassing the physical traits of each metallic dragon species. The frill of a silver dragon, the horns of a bronze dragon, the tail of a gold dragon, and so on. The draconic aspect of Bahamut has claws and teeth that are powerful enough to tear through enchanted armor as if it were paper. The scales themselves are immune to all but the most powerful of magical weapons, and even boast a resilience to weak magic spells. Any spell lower than 6th level would simply fizzle out against his resplendent platinum hide. His eyes could peer through most illusions, and he can see invisible creatures plain as day, for there is no hiding from the eyes of justice. As the most legendary of metallic dragons, Bahamut boasts multiple breath weapons. The first is a powerful blast of frost that is so cold it could even damage beings with resistance to cold. His platinum breath was a torrent of bright platinum flames, but this was no mere fire. Rather, it was a raw, divine energy so intense that few creatures could survive it. This divine flame was especially potent against the undead. His most unique breath weapon, however, is that of a chill vapor that magically changes anything it touches into a gas. While in this form, creatures appear as a vaporous apparition and are unable to cause harm or be harmed by any means. He would use this vapor breath before a fight starts, giving his enemies the chance to surrender before truly being destroyed. Finally, Bahamut could channel the holy winds of Mount Celestia through his breath, exhaling a breeze of golden wind that heals any injury, cures all diseases, and could even resurrect the recently dead. But Bahamut did not always have to resort to a breath weapon to obliterate his foes. Sometimes, a simple roar from the Platinum Dragon was enough. Bahamut's roar is so loud and so powerful that any creatures or objects within 30 meters of him would be disintegrated, turned to dust in an instant. More powerful beings, such as the dread demon lords, could resist being destroyed by this roar, but they would still be deafened and stunned by the sheer volume of the dragon's bellow. Other powers that this aspect of Bahamut possesses include the ability to magically shapeshift into a human or beast. He is also a potent spellcaster, but tends to only ever cast divine healing spells. When in battle, Bahamut prefers to fight up close, both acting as a shield for his allies and for the satisfaction of rending foes apart with his own teeth and claws. On top of this, he can conjure allies in the forms of spectral dragons, or summon powerful lances made of pure light. These lances can be thrown an incredible distance and strike with the force of a dragon crashing to earth. The sheer power of the aspect of Bahamut may seem insurmountable, and in truth, there is very little in the mortal world that can cause him lasting harm. However, Bahamut's aspects have been defeated before, usually by the champions of evil gods or the powerful demon lords. So the god of good dragons gave his aspects one final trump card. Should the aspect of Bahamut be at death's door, the body is engulfed by divine flames of silvery platinum and completely rejuvenated. This power can only be used once, and any death after that will result in the permanent destruction of that aspect. This is all, of course, a mere taste of what the Justice Maker is truly capable of. Despite the immense power of his aspects, Bahamut rarely uses his draconic form, for the summoning demands a terrible price, being either a vast treasure hoard worth millions, or the life of one of Bahamut's own followers. The few dragons that still worship and revere Bahamut are capable of paying this price in gold and gems, but human worshippers do not have such wealth to spare, and so often sacrifice their own lives to conjure the aspect of Bahamut. This sacrifice tears at the Platinum Dragon, for he cares deeply for the lives of his followers. Any evils great enough to warrant such a sacrifice are bound to feel the full fury of the Platinum Dragon. Bahamut is a god of justice. His cult is known as the Cult of the Platinum Dragon, or the Platinum Scale. It is extremely popular and widespread, for justice is valued in civilized society. Despite all this, he is still a lesser deity. This is because Bahamut is subservient to Torm, the Faerunian god of law, whom Bahamut entered into a divine pact with all those centuries ago. It may be confusing for a dragon, especially one as powerful as Bahamut, to be a servant to anyone. But the relationship between Torm and Bahamut is not as simple as that of master and slave. Think of it this way. Torm is a god of law, a powerful king who seeks to impose just laws. Bahamut, then, is the knight that embodies and enforces those laws in service of the king. The knight serves the king, but he is by no means a slave, and is always treated with respect. And just as a knight is responsible for protecting those in his domain, so too does Bahamut protect his followers. The majority of Bahamut's followers are human, but he has also been known to receive the worship of half-elves, dragonborn, and even tieflings. Human followers of Bahamut refer to themselves as the Order of the Platinum Dragon, and have a large number of paladins under their sway. When it comes to dragons themselves, very few still worship Bahamut. All metallic dragons respect and honor him for his sheer power as the very first of their kind. But after the terrible Dragonfall Wars, few seem to see him as worthy of worship. This is not unique to Bahamut. Dragons are extremely prideful by nature and hardly ever religious. When it comes to mortal followers, however, they truly revere the Platinum Dragon and attempt to emulate him in everything they do. The armor worn by mortal followers of Bahamut is scale mail, made from well-polished silver or platinum, and have the holy symbol of Bahamut emblazoned upon the chest. For weapons, they usually use a sword and shield, as it symbolizes both the dragon god's justice and mercy respectfully. High-ranking members of the Order of the Platinum Dragon are known to keep yellow canaries as pets, in an effort to feel closer to their god. After all, you never know which canary might actually be a dragon. When it comes to the draconic members of Bahamut's church, they are always the highest-ranking members of the faith. All other species that follow the Platinum Dragon must heed the words of his draconic followers. This authority comes at a price, however, and I mean that very literally. All good dragons that revere Bahamut must have a shrine dedicated to him within their lairs, upon which they must sacrifice a small portion of their treasure hoard once a year. This serves a dual purpose. Firstly, it tests the loyalty of a dragon, for no dragon, good or evil, will part with any of their treasure hoard lightly. Second, it is to incentivize activity among the good dragons, to urge them to go out into the world, ally with mortal adventurers, and hunt down evil creatures. All dragons are prone to large bouts of lethargy. They live for many centuries, so it is easy for them to sleep the decades away and allow evil to take root. However, a dragon that has an annual tax on its treasure hoard is far more likely to be active in the world, especially if all you need to do is slay an evil dragon. This will not only grant you the favor of your god, but also replenish your treasure hoard. Dragons that ally themselves with Bahamut are more than willing to venture out into the world and hunt down their ancient foe. The most influential order of Bahamut is composed entirely of metallic dragons. It is called the Talons of Justice, a group of silver dragons that have dedicated their lives to hunting down all followers of Tiamat. However, the eyes of Tiamat are everywhere, for the cult of the Dragon Queen has wormed its way into dozens of cities across the world. So the Talons of Justice have used their magics to change their shapes into that of a human. In the guise of humans, the Talons of Justice can more easily seek out allies and root out the cult of the Dragon Queen without drawing too much attention to themselves. Regardless if you are human or dragon, all followers of Bahamut must adhere to his code of justice, nobility, and honor. These rules are laid out in the Patarian Code. The code reads as follows: justice and good above all, honor and fealty to the king, honor and respect to the righteous innocents, honor and duty to the balancer, to the merciful one, and to the justice maker, honor and protection to the lesser races, honor and correction to the enemies of justice and good, honor and forbearance for oneself. When it comes to rites and rituals, the Order of the Platinum Dragon has none to speak of. They believe more in praying through their deeds. Bahamut is a deity that demands action, commanding his followers to go out into the world and uphold his ideals, rather than waste their time locked in temples performing rituals and prayers. Despite this, temples dedicated to the Justice Maker are everywhere, usually attached to a courthouse or place of law. All followers of Bahamut, or those who simply revere the Justice Maker, typically have a small shrine dedicated to him within their homes, or carry his holy symbol on their person. He is the Justice Maker. He is the Platinum Dragon. He is Bahamut. Let the forces of evil tremble at the sound of his roar. Thank you all so much for watching, you guys. Phew, we finally did it. Finally got through Bahamut, one of the oldest and most well-known deities in Dungeons & Dragons. If you enjoyed this type of video and you want to see more like it, then hit the subscribe button, and don't forget to leave a like, leave a comment, ring the bell, all that good stuff. It really helps me out a lot, and I really appreciate it. If you had not seen part 1 of my Bahamut video, then please check that one out. Over there I go through Bahamut's origins, as well as his lair in Mount Celestia, and his relationship with Tiamat. Also, there is still time to participate in my Halloween specials. The month of October will soon be upon us, and I want to know what you guys think are the creepiest, spookiest, and scariest parts of D&D. Anything from an item, to a spell, to a creature, nothing is off the table, so leave a comment about spooky D&D stuff in the comments below, and I will compile them all into a community poll where we as a community will vote on the top 3 spookiest things in D&D. Each of those top 3 winners will get their own spooky, scary Halloween special throughout the month of October. Thank you so much again for watching, you guys are awesome, and I'll see you in the next one.